Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Last Things Last podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Myers, joined by my co-host, I'm Jen Esgoda and Justin Mandia. Say hi to the listeners, guys.
Hello.
Hey, guys.
Could you guys have not done that together, like a bunch of spazzes? But all right. So
Very aggressive coming out of the gate. This is going to be a good one.
Well, our first topic is pretty aggressive. We're going to talk about the Wilder and Fury second fight that happened this past weekend. It was an excellent fight, I thought. Tyson Fury with a decisive victory from start to finish. I got a lot to get into on that, but boys, I want to start just by getting your first reactions on the victory, his fighting style, what he changed up. MJ, I'll start with you.
First, from a fight, it was fantastic. I enjoyed the build-up to it. I enjoyed the press conferences. I don't think they hate each other, but it was still fun to see that.
Yeah.
The walkouts of both, I think, were really well done. Just that even the undercards were good that night.
Yeah, they were good fights.
So no, everything about it was great. He again, we talked about this a couple weeks earlier that a puncher got beat by a boxer. Fury's he's so more talented, so much more talented.
Yeah.
And it showed. It showed the whole way through. That onslaught of offense he just kept leaning on him with. It wasn't the power shots that was getting him. It was the shot after shot after shot after shot. And it was brilliant. I'm the third fight, I don't know, but that fight was fun. I wish it would have went a little longer. Honestly, I was enjoying it that much, but I think they called it at the right time.
Justin?
Yeah, I mean, I think they could have called it like
2 rounds earlier.
a couple rounds earlier. Yeah, he was getting just demolished. He didn't even belong in the same ring at that point.
Yeah.
And as far as another fight, I don't want to see it.
God,
He's lost
no.
11 rounds out of, not 11. He's lost like 18 rounds. He lost basically like 11 the first fight and then 7 this fight. So
yeah, no way.
I think I'm all set on that. It's going to be a Fury Joshua fight, which I don't even think is that good of a fight.
I just want to see Joshua get knocked out.
I think it's probably going to be that.
He got beat by Butterbean.
Yeah. And then I think it's probably Wilder Ruiz.
Yeah. And I think Ruiz wins.
Me too.
I don't know.
I think Ruiz is much better boxer. Again, that right hand man, you always have a shot with it. But like you guys just said, 2 rounds earlier it could have been done, and there was nothing that showed you that even though he was getting beat that bad, that right hand was going to do anything. He looked so dazed.
Here's my thing. As I watched that fight, and going into it, I was going back and forth on who I thought would win this fight. But
my bets show that. I have no idea who I wanted.
I picked Wilder only because of that devastating right hand. Probably the most devastating one-punch knockout power in the history of boxing. Like even more than Mike Tyson, just for the fact that one punch from him can send you gone.
42 wins, 41 knockouts.
The first fight with Fury won every round basically. Almost every round except for the one that he got knocked down twice in. So he outboxed him in that first one, but he got caught by that right hand, and that was the end of the show. This second fight, Fury trained at Kronk Gym, which basically is an offensive style of fighting, which he never did before. He was always the guy who was like, all right, I'm going to move. I'm going to be a little more defensive. I'm going to let you pick your shots, and I'm going to counterpunch. Now Tyson Fury's going, okay, no, I'm not going to let you breathe. I'm going to make a guy who bullies others. I'm going to be the bully in this fight, and you're not going to get out of my way. And, dude, he ballooned up to 275. Freaking 275 went in there and out. Yeah, but his conditioning was 1,000 times better.
Oh, it was so good.
Way better shape.
Well, Kev, when he got knocked down that second time, I think that's when the offense kicked in because he got back up and started laying it on him, and he was like, hey, this is what I got to do.
Yeah. He realized, you're right. He realized in that first fight when he came back from the dead, when his eyes opened up, it was creepy, man. He literally came off the canvas from the dead and just got up and started swinging. I think he realized, no, I got to do this. The other thing he was doing that was great was leaning on him. When they got into a clinch, he would lean on him and lean that extra weight on him, mess him with his legs even more. Then he'd get back, get him a couple more shots, and keep moving. Every round, it was just Fury pushing the tempo, and none of us expected that. But the fact that he was training with the gym, that's their style, I think that was huge for him. I think moving into that kind of environment really, really helped him. Now, on Wilder's side, I gave him a lot of credit at the end of it for sticking through it because I thought his legs were gone in the second round, and I thought that was because he had a punctured eardrum. Come to find out, he did not have a punctured eardrum, so there was no reason why his balance was so bad. He only had a small laceration on the inside of his ear. We just had to get a couple stitches. Like when your eardrum's punctured, you lose your balance, but that didn't happen. Everyone thought it did. Apparently, and he just decided to blurt it out, his 40-pound costume that he thought was brilliant to wear 20 minutes before the fight and walking into the fight, he said that's what tired his legs out. 2 things on that before I let you guys talk about that. Why? Why are you wearing that? That's the first question. And the second thing is, if you know how heavy it was, like, I guess it's the same question. Just why? Just why? Why are you wearing this thing? Like, what is the point for you to wear this and for you to walk into the ring? And, oh, I know what my other one was. Why are you publicizing that? Why? Just shut up. Just even if that is the case for you, that sucks and that's really dumb. But don't say anything. What do you guys think?
I love the. It was due to my suit, but my legs were messed up, but I'm not making any excuses.
Yeah.
And don't say it. Granted, it's right after the fight. I know he was a little lost. You could see he was a little lost.
Dude, he was pounded.
Yeah, but again, man, it was the onslaught of punches. It wasn't because even the way he was talking, like, you know, when some guys get knocked out and they talk, you can tell. I think he had his wits about him, honestly.
Yeah, he was still concussed pretty bad.
But not
at the start of round 3. I looked at him come out of the corner, and Justin, your brother, said it best too. He's like, and must like almost at the same time. They're like, he can't stand. I was like, I know, dude. His legs are already jello. Like he can't move.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, it was a cool fight because Fury won so convincingly.
Yeah.
But for what it was supposed to be, like, I would have loved to see one of those 12-round wars again.
Yeah. Where maybe Wilder got one in there, but Fury came back, and
right.
Like, yeah, that would have been cool.
The thing is, like, I don't know if it's because I was trying to think, like, is it good for boxing? Like, it's good that you have a face of boxing, like a face of heavyweight boxing now. But part of me thinks that he just literally destroyed the lore of Deontay Wilder. So now it's just Joshua and Fury. And if he messes up Joshua, then there's no good fight.
I think Ruiz and Fury would be a really good fight. I really do. I think both those guys would be an awesome
Fury
fight.
said he has 3 fights left on his contract. And since Wilder already put in the clause to get the 3rd fight, there's one of them.
Did he? Oh, trash.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah. I know.
For what?
I don't know.
I think they just want it to be a rubber match, somebody to decide who's the best.
Good money.
Even though obviously Fury is. Fury is the most talented boxer in the heavyweight division, period.
It's not even close. But here's the thing, man. What I'm worried about Fury is if he beats Joshua, he beats Ruiz, there's nobody else to beat.
Retire.
And that's exactly what happened last time when he beat was it Vladimir Klitschko? He was like, I had reached my goal.
And then he went on that bender, yeah.
And he's like, I didn't have a goal anymore. And I was like, I don't want to see that happen again. I like Fury a lot.
I do too.
Like as a boxing personality and stuff, I think he's great for the heavyweight division.
Dude, and they've even compared him to Ali in the fact of like this is still one of those fighters that has like predicted everything he's done so far. He's predicted all of it. Like it's been really, really crazy. He just kind of knows what he's going to do.
Round 2, he almost did get that knockout.
Yeah.
Like you said, round 3, Wilder comes out, and you're like, is Bambi okay? Like, and dude, again,
no legs.
Even at that point in conditioning he was in, I wouldn't step in that ring. That would be the end of me. But
and the last thing I want to talk about on this one is Wilder fired his trainer, or is firing. I don't know if that's been made official yet, but like, because he threw in the towel. First of all, your trainer is supposed to save you from yourself. Your job is to be a fighter that's like, okay, I'll do whatever. I'll die in the ring. Sure, that should be your mentality, obviously, because you need to not be afraid of anything. But your manager is the guy that's supposed to make sure you don't die.
Well, I think the thing that made him even more mad was the fact that he's the guy that said he wanted to catch a body in the ring. Yeah. And then, you know, if I'm going to make that statement, then I should drop in the ring.
Yeah,
but I don't agree with either of those statements, but it's a mentality. And the thing, man, like we mentioned last time, Wilder's only been fighting since he's 19.
Yeah,
Fury's been fighting. I think he was fighting during birth, but like
for honestly, a long time, dude.
Yeah, So no, man.
Wilder, if he wants to go forward and be a viable candidate in the heavyweight ranks, he needs to get better footwork, better technique all the way around. He cannot. Now we know he literally cannot just rely on that right hand. Do I think he's going to win some other fights with his right hand? Absolutely. But I think if he wants to beat a guy like Tyson Fury or even a Ruiz, who I think will clock him, he's going to need to get more than just that trip hammer on his right hand. He's got to develop.
Isn't it? What does it say about boxing, though, or even maybe just the division, but maybe boxing as a whole, that he managed to get 41 wins before this 40 by knockout?
Because but they're all that. But that explains it. They're all knockouts. My thing is, this guy is only a knockout artist. He wasn't going to win.
No, Kev, what Justin's saying is like, what does that say about the talent?
The competition leading all the way up there. The fact that no one was able to outbox him until it was the best boxer in the heavyweight division.
But I don't think that's true. I don't think he wasn't outboxed yet. Tyson Fury outboxed him in the first one. He's been outboxed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right, but what I'm saying is,
Ortiz was beating him.
Right, but what I'm saying is, you can outbox another opponent. It's just the fact that he has that one-punch knockout power.
Which I bet you if you look at back at a bunch of fights, he was getting beat on the scorecard.
Oh, my God. Absolutely. He's been outboxed.
But what's the thing that Fury did that the other fighters didn't? I mean,
he pushed the tempo the whole time.
Well, he was good.
He wouldn't let him breathe. No, I don't think that's it. I just think he didn't let him breathe.
They were showing clips from the first fight,
and he licked him.
He licked his bloody neck.
But Fury was looking down a lot in the first fight. Anytime Fury looked down, he got clocked. Also, I forget the two fighters that fought right before them. The one guy was like 5'9", and the other guy was like 6'6", and they were fighting in a clinch. I'm sorry. If you are 6'6", why is that boxer anywhere? Like, he won the fight.
Oh, I'd be jabbing the entire time and just staying away.
His face was destroyed. If he would have held his arm and put it on his forehead.
Why go inside when you've got a reach like that?
I'm literally watching the undercard, and I'm, like, screaming at the TV. I can hear his corner going, "What are you doing?"
Fight your fight.
It was like this short guy from Australia is just giving him the business.
These fights will continue to be good for boxing as long as they don't go to the scorecard. What ruins boxing is like that Triple G Canelo fight where the judges completely screwed the fight with some awful judging. I think if these fights can get more of them into a TKO or a KO situation, it's going to be way better. And the fact that now we have a heavyweight that is bringing a lot of people in, that's really good. But I agree, we need more opponents that are also going to be able to make even bigger fights.
Yeah,
but I think having a face again is
four-person round robin.
Having Tyson Fury as the face is huge.
Yeah.
So
you need more than 4 people, though, because, like, right now they're just going to beat each other, except, like, Fury's probably going to beat the other 3. Yeah. And then you have, like, that next level, which is Ortiz, which is good enough to, like, stay in it for a little bit and then get blasted. And he's also 67 years old. And, like, there's not really much else in that.
Fury, like, 33?
Like 31, I think.
Yeah, 31. He does not look 31. He looks like he's 50.
Yeah. The drugs did not do him well.
I saw a great meme someone put up. It was a picture of Bartolo Colon and him side by side, and it was like 2020, the year of the fat athlete.
Dude, I'm loving it.
Dude,
his six-pack if you're getting laid on your
even
back.
When your conditioning is better than most people that have a six-pack. Like, holy crap, dude. He had so much stamina.
Like, I know, Bill, I hope you're listening to this. There's hope. There's hope.
Speaking of, and I'll plug this again at the end, but Bill and I did our first podcast episode for our music stuff. We're going to be releasing them soon, but we're going to get a couple episodes in the tank first, and then
Dude, that makes so much sense because they're not like time sensitive.
Right, they don't have to be. So we're just going to record
Justin,
a bunch.
Do you want to do a podcast where we just talk crap about Kevin and Bill?
No.
No one's going to understand it, but we do. It's an hour.
The 4 people that listen will be like, "Oh, this is great."
Not
Bill's mom's on there. Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, Bill, you're going to love the first episode because at the end, Bill gives some last he wanted me to put on this show. They're pretty great.
Kevin, next time you guys do it, can you please say, MJ told me to say, Neil Young had maybe 4 good years in his career, and watch him explode.
Now I can just do that on this cast about John Merritt with Justin.
Kevin, can you put? I was just going to ask that. Can you put in a request for John Mayer? Speaking of John Mayer, I'm going to Dead and Company, Grateful Dead and John Mayer at Hershey Park Stadium.
Why would the Grateful Dead do that to themselves?
Hey, fun fact, Justin.
Such a respectable
hey, fun
band.
fact, Justin.
What's up?
You ruined your parents' Grateful Dead concert when you had to go get in a car accident.
Well, guess what? Now I'm going to it with them. So
Oh
it's
my
all
God!
good.
Ah!
And it comes full circle.
Your dad was like, "I'm just so happy he's okay." Kevin, we're gonna have to cut most of this out. But
No, I'm leaving it. Are you kidding
I'm so
me?
happy he's okay. But I was like, "Where are you guys?" "Oh, we're at the Dead concert." I'm like, "What?"
Yep.
Got those brownies from the back of the freezer.
Got to go to the Dead. So I'm going to the Dead this year.
That's gonna be
that'll be
awesome.
Oh yeah, pretty pumped.
All right,
Speaking
well,
of, real quick though, Bill,
boy.
did I say this on the last one that didn't get released on audio? Sweet
It is
Kevin.
released. It's out there.
Oh, great! I'm sure it is. It's not on.
It literally is.
the
Go
Zip
on it right now,
podcast app. Oh, now? Would you release it 10 minutes ago?
dude. No,
Pretty
I
much.
put it up
You did 1 day
No.
ago.
one day ago because apparently it never got posted and no one told me. So I went on and put it up again.
I honestly didn't see it until yesterday.
Yeah, so you can't give
Kevin,
me
I should have said something. I always, because I don't watch the YouTube
just check.
video.
If it
I
doesn't go
listen.
on, yeah,
Okay.
if it doesn't go on, just let me know.
Yeah,
Okay.
but anyway, I don't know if I said it on the last one, but I went to Bill's restaurant on Valentine's Day,
He mentioned that on ours.
day after. Dude, that place,
Yeah,
delicious.
yeah. No,
So
I'm sure
good.
it's very good.
So good.
Is
Yeah.
Bill like 1 or 2 buttons open, or is he going a little chest let us out?
No, he was, I think one.
He just
two,
moved apparently because of cucarachas.
That's what I heard.
That's literally what he said. Cucarachas.
maybe 2 buttons down. But he was sprinting around that
Dude.
place. That dude is in full motion. He's like, throwing out orders. And I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing.
There was a
He's
moment
like,
where him
"I
and
wanna
I
be
went to the big hunt in DC. And
Whoa, jeez.
yeah. And we
Hey,
were
maybe
up,
separate those words.
and we were up on the rooftop bar, and Bill was sitting there, and he started with 1 button undone.
Oh, dude, it gets out of hand
And then
so
3,
fast.
then it's down to his navel, and he's just like, "Well, this is the evening we're having."
It gets so out of hand so fast.
We love you, Bill. We're going to bring you on here at some point. talk
God,
about
you're
Gritty.
just so much man.
Yeah. All right,
Bill
well, let's
and I
get
are
back
doing
to
a 1
sports
hour
here, boys.
per week grit cast.
Let's get back to some sports here. MJ, you want to talk about the collective bargaining
Oh
agreement
my
for
gosh.
the NFL and the storm that's around that. So I'll let you take lead on it.
All right. First off, the owners pushed over the new collective bargaining agreement that they've been working on forever, which doesn't look like they've been working on forever. It looks like it was due Monday, and they're like, "Hey, Sunday night, we'll get going on this." First off, for the player representatives
Spanish
that
project.
voted that it was okay, you never vote okay on the first draft of anything. Especially when it has a decade worth of ramifications behind it. It was a 6-5 vote. That's close.
Yeah.
I'm blown away. Shannon Sharp mentioned on Undisputed on Monday that he was
hate that
hearing
show.
through sources that some of the biggest complaints were around they need more time off and around weed. If that's true, there's a major league problem in the NFL.
Yeah, those are
are
both
the
things that go with laziness.
Yeah, like we're not worried about maybe health insurance for life for the players that don't make the big money but do have a serious injury. Maybe the pension plan. No, maybe higher pay for rookies or veteran players or practice squad guys. No, we're not worried about any of that. But man, I read through it. There's things I understand, things I don't understand. I've read through the one from 2011 as well. That one was the worst. That's when they went from like a 51-49 split to the owners jumped to like 53-47 split. I don't know what's going on there. The 17th game, there's a big hoopla going on about that because they want to cap what they can make at $250,000. And the ones that are complaining about it are the high dollar players that have millions in the bank. So I'm like, I said this before we started. I'm tired of millionaires and billionaires complaining about things. I think they should take time to look through this. It doesn't run out till 2021. It's not something that has to be solved right now. I know there's TV network deals and ramifications behind it, but basically, I think they split $19 billion this past year. That's insane.
Yeah.
And as much as everyone hates Roger Goodell, as much as everyone hates him, he has taken the league from, I think they did like 5 or 6 billion in revenue when he started to 19 billion.
Yeah.
So there is a reason he's making the money he makes, although I don't agree with it, but he's good at what he does. But I'm super concerned about. I think this is going to get voted on way too fast. I think everyone needs to take a step back and look at it from the player's side, and not the $1 million guys. And you keep talking like I've heard from Watt, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. Like you guys are worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Let's think about the guys that, again, the practice squad guys, the rookies that get like a futures contract that, they make money, they don't make money. And there was another big one that they want the pay spread out over 34 weeks as opposed to 17. And another Shannon Sharp comment, if you're going to blow through it in 17 weeks, you're going to blow through it in 34 weeks. It doesn't really matter how it comes in.
Yeah.
And he was getting really, really upset. I love how animated he gets. But over the slave mentality to the owners, you signed up to this. You're making good money for what you're doing. Some of you are making insane money for what you're doing. And at the end of the day, I've always said this, it doesn't matter what sport it is, it's still a children's game.
Yeah, you're
soccer, basketball, baseball, football, anyone, from basically by the time you're coordinated and can walk, you can play these sports.
Right.
So, I mean, you guys are signing up to do this. I hope they do take time and think through it more. But how do you guys feel about the 17th game? I know there was a proposal for the playoffs to possibly
I don't want a 17th game. What I want is shorten the regular season and add maybe extra round or so in the playoffs.
So that was the one thing they were talking about doing, was putting another team in from each division, each AFC.
But shorten the season.
But the other thing was
shorten it.
No.
This is coming from the guy that's want to shorten 162
No, I
games
meant from 17. I mean, I don't want the 17 games.
So
I just want it to be at 16. Yeah.
But here's the thing. I do like the proposed idea that only the number 1 seed gets a bye. That I think makes weeks 13 through 17 important, because you're sitting at the number 2 seed. Now all of a sudden you don't have that bye wrapped up. You have something to play for.
Or if you do, you only have one team that has nothing to play for instead of 2 teams that have nothing to play for.
I guess. And then here's the thing with adding the 17th game. Here's where I'm against it too. That's why the top 100 team that they did is garbage. The all-time 100 team. You can't compare different decades. It's like the records that are being set today. A lot of the records that are being broken were done in 12 and 14 game seasons.
Yeah.
Like when Randy Moss set the touchdown record, that was Jerry Rice's record that was done in a 14 game season.
Yeah.
So he had 2 extra games to get those stats.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't know how you guys feel, but just from the CBA, I think they slow down. It does not have to.
They just got to take their time. It shouldn't be something that you rush. I agree.
And that 17th game, it's going to be good, 1 for gambling / fantasy, and 2 for 4 teams that have implications in it. But for a lot of those games, it's just going to be like a 5-11 or a 5-12 versus 5-11 versus a 4-12 team to see who can be bottom of the barrel.
It does get, again, the lower tiered guys paid for 1 extra week. I mean, it's an additional $250,000. So again, for a practice squad guy or something like that, or not a practice, an active roster guy that doesn't have a big deal, that's huge. Like $250,000, that's huge.
The slave mentality thing. If they're really about it, and everyone's talking about how horrible the owners are, then hold out.
Yeah.
All of you.
Oh yeah.
Just do it. But I don't like the Pouncey twins. I think they're horrible people and they enable murderers. But anyway, but Marquise, I think he went on some crazy rant on Instagram, but I agree with him. He was like, all the best players, highest paid players on these teams, you need to be the one that if you hold out and you're like, hey, we're not playing, then lock this whole thing out. And then the only way you're going to make the owners change their mind is affecting how much money they make. like period. Although, in the downside is when you affect how much money the owners are making, you're going to affect how much money you make.
That's the thing, man. Like, they can't afford to hold out, and with the TV deals, it's supposed to. They're hoping by 2025 to be at like 25 or 26 billion in revenue per season. So they need to get these deals in place. And also, I want to throw this out to you guys. There's been comments that, the MLB, NBA, it's a players' league and blah, blah, blah. But from an owner standpoint, now, for people who are listening, no one on this podcast is a billionaire nor a millionaire. So
nor will we ever be.
Oh, whoa. That's dentless over there might be. But no.
Not if we keep spending $8,000 on Christmas trees.
I personally don't think it should be a 50-50 split. I personally don't think that. And here's why. The guys that are buying these teams, the billionaires that are buying these teams, I know I'm saying billionaires, are taking all the risk. Like, when you invest into a franchise.
Health-wise.
I was going to say health-wise.
No one's making you sign up to play. No one is. Go do something else. There's guys that kill the beginning.
But in the end, they're the ones bringing the money in. So the owners are going like, I have this much money, I'm buying the team. Like, if the owners buy the team and then you have players that are XFL level skill playing in the NFL, people aren't going to watch, and then you're not going to have any return on your investment. The only reason the Kansas City Chiefs mean anything is because Patrick Mahomes is on that team. If it's Alex Smith, they don't fill the stadium as much. They definitely don't fill. They might fill the stadium.
They were selling out while he was there. They were going like 12-3.
No one watches them on TV if they're 3-13. No one watches the Bengals. When the Bengals get Joe Burrow, that place will be rocking. People will watch the Bengals on prime time. It'll be like interesting again. It just, if you're successful, like, the players make the money. Like, there's no one tunes in because of Jerry Jones. Maybe he's the only one.
Dallas fans do
for any of the other people.
Well, see, I disagree with that, because when the Eagles were trash, they were still going. People were still buying stuff.
Yeah, but I'm
once
sure
you're committed
to
the
franchise are more
it all
successful
depends on
now that they want to. Yeah.
Pittsburgh, Philly, Kansas City, they have diehard fan bases that are still going to shell out money to go see them.
For some reason.
Cleveland does too.
Why?
But you're
going to have Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That they won't sell out. No way.
They can't sell.
Well, they need to stop putting sports franchises in God's waiting room.
Yeah. I agree with you. Like, it is, like, financially, it's all the risk of the owner to start. But then you have people literally almost dying. Like, it's a rough game.
But that's, again, people. No one's forcing you to do it. That's my whole thing. When they say it's violent, it's this and that. No one is forcing you to do it.
Yeah, but we've even seen this in non-violent sports before, like problems with ownership and players. I mean, we've seen it in baseball where, like, the owners, they're undercutting their players. And I mean, God, look at that whole 1919 White Sox scandal was all because their owner wasn't paying them what they were worth. So they're like, all right, cool, we're going to bet on ourselves. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these things literally, they can spiral out of control in the way that, like, you lose respect for your owner. The owner loses respect for his team. It ends up eroding the relationship. And that's gonna, in this day and age with social media, that's gonna affect the fan base.
And I don't think it's as bad. I guess I agree with what MJ's saying in one sense, like, no one's, forcing you to play. But I don't think they'd be complaining as much if there was – it's like the worst of both worlds. Like, not worst. They're obviously making a ton of money. But they're saying basically, like, we want a better split because we're putting all the physical – like, we're literally shortening our lifespan. And on the other end, you're not giving us, like, the health care that,
I think it should be 60-40 players.
I can't smoke weed to literally just pain. I can take opioids and literally give myself an addiction and end up putting myself in an early grave.
Like,
but I can't smoke weed.
Yeah, the weed thing, I still don't understand why that's the thing.
Right? What are we doing?
Like, if that's a sticking point, there's a problem there. Like, come on.
Like, why do you need weed? We're giving you oxy. Like, what? Like, that's why.
No, man, and that's the other thing. They're now bringing in a special arbitrator to deal with suspensions because Goodell is all over the place when it comes to suspension.
Imagine how Josh Gordon feels about this weed thing.
No, dude, like, look at, like, Vontae Burfict, whatever his name is.
Fontes Burfict.
Yeah,
Did you?
I'm sorry. I feel like he hit me in the head. No,
he just got CTE.
He got suspended for what? 12 games, right?
Yeah.
After week 4, yeah,
he's a thug.
Myles Garrett tried to kill someone, and he only got 6 games. Like how? I know it was a dirty hit.
They're
not consistent. They're not consistent at all.
Never have been. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on that as we move forward here. MJ, you wanted to also look at just a little bit of draft stock, QBs coming into the league, what you like, what you don't like. I think this is a good QB year. I think there's some good.
I think it's great.
Yeah, who's your number one pick?
All right. So first off, I think people are high when I keep hearing if Tua is healthy, he's a generational talent. Tua has proven year in and year out that he can't stay healthy in college.
Yeah,
year in and year out.
And I still think Joe Burrow is more talented.
Tua has a better body of work, but I mean, what Joe Burrow.
But what Burrow did in a short amount of time was insanity.
Man, I personally think Joe Burrow is the number one pick.
Oh yeah, I do too.
I don't think it's Tua, and that now that I was hearing today, they're talking that the Redskins might forego Chase Young and take Tua. And,
that's such a bad move.
Here's the thing: Dwayne Haskins has not had a chance. He got drafted into a coaching staff that did not want him, and then it was just a dumpster fire.
You need to get Chase. Yeah, no.
Yeah, you go for Chase Young. I'm sorry, man. But from quarterbacks, college-wise, Justin Herbert. Who's the kid from? Is it Utah State?
Herbert's the kid from Oregon, right?
Love.
Dude, Herbert I was just watching his combine film. He's been dropping dimes at the combine. Beautiful.
Okay, now I'm going to make a quick jump. The combine is pointless. Absolutely
Not really.
Hey, real quick, hot take. Does I know that we said we don't like the whole analogy of players being, comparing themselves to it being like a slaveholder relationship between the owners. Does the combine not kind of have a weird feeling to you? I always get, when I'm watching that, I'm like, what are we watching these guys in? I don't know. I don't like the whole idea of measuring men in like time. It's like they're horses. It's not like they're actual human beings. And it has a weird feel to me. I never liked the combine.
MJ, I can't speak for you, but I've never thought that.
I've never, ever thought that.
It has a weird auction-y feel.
Well, now it does.
Jesus Christ. No, I've never thought that.
Next time
I just think the combine is pointless because there's been so many big swings and misses. Hey, if you watch the combine of
auction-y feel.
If you watch the combine of Tom Brady, he was terrible.
Dude, that picture is still GOAT level.
No, the best was when they made J.J. Watt read his analysis from that. We'll never have enough speed off the edge to be a pass rusher. We'll never have double-digit sacks in a season. He will be a mid-level player at best. That's what they wrote about J.J. Watt.
I mean, obviously, you're never going to be able to tell the true ability till the.
Or DK Metcalf goes out and crushes it last year and still falls to the second round.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's definitely some good talent to go around.
But free agent quarterback-wise, man, like actual people in the NFL right now, there's a crop. And with Brady saying today that he's going to explore everything, he said that.
I think Brady goes to Vegas.
What Chargers, Raiders, and Indianapolis is what they're saying.
Yeah, I think he goes Raiders.
Dude, I still think the best fit, now that I think about it more and more, is Tennessee.
I don't think it is either, but I think that's where he'd go.
It's
Chargers
Tennessee.
Would be so good.
Who?
They have all
Tennessee. Tennessee with Vrabel. Yeah, that would be a great fit.
Oh my gosh, it'd be disgusting.
Yeah, that'd be a great fit.
Tennessee
he would actually take that team pretty far.
I think he could take the Chargers somewhere. They
he could definitely
great backfield.
Well, Phillip Rivers apparently is the Colts are extremely interested for Phillip Rivers.
Well, I don't think Brady should go to the Colts because that's Peyton Manning.
Sacrilege.
Yeah,
you don't go there.
Yeah, that's his place.
It would be great if he won 3 there.
Oh, that'd be awful. I feel so bad for Peyton.
Just be like, I won
Peyton
more.
has a bronze statue out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. No, but the other free agents that are sitting out there, it's a weird year for quarterbacks.
Yeah.
It's an old year too.
Well, and that's what's weird about it. But that's what's weird about it. Like, we've lived, from our middle school years up until now, seeing these guys in the same spot, and now it's like, oh yeah, sure, Tom Brady not in a Patriots uniform. Yeah, it's normal. It's weird, man.
Do you think the Cowboys franchise
they said today they think it's not going to happen?
Oh yeah, dude. Brady apparently told.
They're almost positive that's not happening.
Drew
Davenport, yeah,
told him that he's exploring all options.
Yeah, I really don't think.
I saw that he wants a 2-year deal from the Patriots, and they're only willing to give him 1.
I would only be willing to give him 1 too. It's just age at this point. It's not that I don't think he can still perform. It's just I'm not going to invest 2 years in you when you're this old.
It would be the ultimate Belichick thing too, because he's always about getting rid of a guy a couple years early.
Well, and even even though Brady has shown he's still in great shape, and that he's not very injury prone, your body also is still going to wear down in different ways that might not be completely seen at that point. And you could just take one bad hit and be like, oh crap, I didn't realize that this knee's been a little shaky or this or that. And I think that's why you don't invest 2 years. So I'm not against the Patriots and not offering him.
No, me neither.
Yeah. I think that wherever he goes – now, could I see the Raiders absolutely going 2 or maybe 3 years? Absolutely. It's the Raiders. They don't care.
I don't think they have the talent.
They don't care.
Yeah, that's my thing. I don't think they have any.
They're solid.
I think Tampa Bay would be a better fit than the Raiders. Oh, dude, the weapons
with the receivers? Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Weapons he'd have?
You're right. I just always think of Jameis Winston.
No. The weapons he would have with Evans, Godwin.
Yeah, that would be pretty nasty. That would be nasty. That's what he's been asking for in New England, though. Like these last couple years, he's literally like, dude, I just want these guys.
If he goes back into New England and says, okay, I'll come back.
They got to get a receiver.
No, but there's so much faith he's putting in there that they're going to go get players. Because they could sign him and all of a sudden go, no, we're not going to do that.
Well, that's what his conditions have been from what I've been reading. He's like, I'll take what I made or even a little bit less if you just get me talent to throw to. Give me guys.
By the way, Barstool had a great article the other day about how this is the first time in how many years that Belichick's had like X number of weeks off, and he was down at like Middle Tennessee State or something watching a lineman in the rain. And it's like, this guy now has time to go find all these players you've never heard of, and he's going to build something and come back with vengeance. It's like, that's horrifying.
Yeah, as long as – even when Tom Brady goes, as long as Belichick's still involved, that team is always going to be dangerous.
By the way, I asked this, but you guys were talking. Do you think Dak gets franchised?
I hope.
I think they're dumb enough to pay him.
Well, what do you mean dumb enough?
Jerry Jones is brazen enough when he's loyal to somebody. That's why Jason Garrett –
What do you think he's worth?
$4.
What is he making now? What's his current contract?
He made $2 million this past year, Kevin.
Well, more than that.
Because it was still his rookie deal, right?
Yeah.
He made $2 million this past year.
What was Carson Wentz making?
30-something?
Yeah, Dak should be.
So Dak wants to reset the market, which I think is insane. But he should definitely be in the 35 million.
The market?
That's what he said. They were
Patrick Mahomes is the market.
No, I think he's $35 million a year. He's better than Jared Goff.
Who is?
Dak Prescott. He should be $30 to $35 million a year.
But he's not better than Carson Wentz.
Dude, Wentz got $1.3 million this year.
That's because he got most of it last year in the signing bonus.
Right,
he's getting that signing bonus, and then in 2022 it's 18.5.
No, I think
they're talking about average annual value (AAV). But no, he supposedly they've been saying he wants $40 million.
Jared Goff's overpaid though, so I'm not about to measure him up against Jared Goff. I'm going to measure him against Carson Wentz, who he should make less than Carson Wentz because Wentz is better. Now here's
more available.
But here's what I'm going to say though: Dak is more important to the Cowboys in a lot of ways than simply Wentz is to the Eagles. And a lot of that has to do with availability. Like, the Eagles have had to adapt and use other things.
Yeah, we've actually become accustomed to just putting in Josh McCown.
So, like, they've had to be able to, like jerry-rig that offense to be able to do something where Dak is a dual threat. He can run, he can throw. I mean, he's not that great, but he's solid.
And my thing is,
solid.
If Dak can't do – if
Dak doesn't run, he's a nobody. He's a nobody.
I don't know about that, but he's
not just a one-dimensional guy.
He had a great season throwing, but even still, the fact that they have Amari Cooper, a decent, passing group, and also Ezekiel Elliott, and yet you still can't be successful in the playoffs. Like, I don't know, because on one hand, you don't want to lose the guy over not paying him. But at the same time, if he's asking to literally gut your franchise and your ability to sign free agents.
But Jerry Jones is that kind of guy where he's like loyalty above everything.
Yeah, he's too loyal.
Jason Garrett should have been fired a couple of years ago, but it just never was going to happen.
Romo, he had a tough time kicking Romo out of there.
And Romo was just hurt. It was unfortunate. Yeah. But Romo was just, his back was broken.
Yeah, there's too much loyalty there.
So, like, I think the reason he pays him is just he's got the blinders on. I love Dak. I love him as a guy. I love him as the leader of my team. And I'm just going to pay him the money because I think I can. That's why. I don't think it's a smart move.
I think Dak should be paid exactly what Carson Wentz got paid.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
I don't think it should be more.
I would still think maybe a little less, but
now if you look at their career stats, they're identical, and Dak's actually won a playoff game.
Yeah, but Wentz has also played a lot less games.
Yeah, like
a lot less. So that has.
But either way, I mean, I don't think it's enough. Where like if he gets Carson Wentz money, then like I'm not mad at that because I think Carson Wentz got paid.
But I also think when it comes for Wentz to get paid again, you should look into that very carefully.
Yeah, but that'll be
injury history
years
continues
from now.
Though. What's his current contract? How long?
2023, 24.
Okay.
Yeah, they did.
Was it with an option for 24 or?
I don't know about the 24. I don't think so. He's supposed to make the most in 24. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, if Wentz can stay healthy, he's a great franchise quarterback.
So,
but
Dak's only played in 6 more games than Wentz.
That's still kind of significant. I mean, it's not overly. I thought it was more than that.
He should definitely. I think he.
Well, I mean, Wentz only missed out on like 3 games that second.
Yeah, but Wentz shouldn't have played a bunch of the games.
Yeah, no, he played with a broken back half the year before, and then also
that Eagles training staff, which
threw a touchdown on his torn ACL.
I think Dak should get a contract very similar to Wentz and Goff. I don't think he should be paid like Russell Wilson. He is not. He is not. He is not Patrick Mahomes.
No, not Lamar Jackson. He's not in that talk at all.
Well,
so we need to slow that. You just let him walk.
First off, I think we need to slow down on Lamar Jackson. Okay.
I'm not ahead of the game on Lamar Jackson.
Let's see next year. That's all I have to say.
No, I've been the ones constantly saying I still think he's way more run focused than a better passer.
I'm not worried about the run focused. I'm worried about you get 1 full year of tape watching him do this, and everybody's ready for it.
Yeah.
I mean, with look at Mahomes. The first 2 years as a starter, he misses the Super Bowl by an offside call, and then he wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but
yeah, it'll be interesting to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
But let's circle out of football just for a minute, boys. Going into baseball, MJ, the Astros, in 5 spring training games so far, 7 different Astros players have been pelted by a baseball. All in different games, 7 different games, including the Cardinals. Cardinals totally threw a bean at Bregman, I think it was. Here's the thing. The very first game of the year, Astros fans were getting booed in the stadium, and Astros players were getting booed off the field. We knew it was going to happen. We knew it was going to be bad. I did not expect it in spring training, of all places, where they're going to start plunking back. In games that do not matter, you're just trying to get a look at your prospects. They're still throwing at them as if these games counted. What do you make of that? Just pure hatred or just
– this is all Manfred's fault. Like you didn't come down hard enough. And now these players are going to get beamed, which I don't agree with that punishment. Someone is going to get hurt, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But no, it's Manfred's fault. Like, you didn't come down hard enough, and people are mad. Fans are mad. Broadcasters, except Colin Cowart for some reason, isn't mad. But
that's not surprising. Yeah.
Yeah, like he was like, people calm down. There's been cheating forever. I'm like, not like this. But no, man, it's
last time a cheating of this level happened, 8 guys got banned for life.
They should have went after the players, and if it goes to the players' union, do what it did during the steroids era. It literally went to the Supreme Court.
8 players got banned for life.
Yeah, like no, it's and then the first spring training game, they're taking the signs out of the fans' hands. What are you doing?
That's hilarious.
What are you doing?
That's so funny.
Censorship.
No. This is going to happen all year, man. And I don't want to see someone take a ball to the head. That's what I'm worried about. But they're going to get booed everywhere they go. It's not going to stop. They know what they did. The fact that
I think that
there was no remorse about it either. Like, that's the worst part,
dude. That was my whole thing from the beginning. As bad as it looked, the Astros still had a chance to make a PR redemption. And the first press conference at spring training during just training camp, they're like, nah, I mean, it didn't really affect the outcome. It's like, dude, you said the absolute wrong thing.
Owner, Jim Crane's an idiot.
He's a moron. What PR director in that office was like, you know what? I bet that meeting was like, hey, Jim, all you got to do is just apologize, man. Say you're sorry. You don't even have to mean it. But just out there, act like you do. And then that PR manager's just sitting back there. This will be – oh, no, he went off script. No, Jim, no.
He went rogue.
No. Bad look, man. Bad look. Yeah, no, I think it's going to be –
Here's the scariest part about this. Like, you know, the teams, they cheated out of stuff, are pretty calm franchises. If they would have cheated the Phillies out of this, I think the fans of Philadelphia would have burned their buses down on the way in.
Yeah.
Forget getting hit by a pitch. Like, you need to worry about your safety in the stadium.
Yeah.
I might buy tickets to a Phillies Astros just for that.
Dude, when I don't know if the Astros are in Colorado this year because it's an AL-NL game, but if they are, I'm going. I'm going.
That's going to be an expensive ticket.
Yeah. Oh, dude, absolutely. They're going to have a lot of turnout. No, but the other thing I wanted to bring up, the New York Yankees are dealing with some injury problems already that could play into a very significant way. Luis Severino, Tommy John surgery, that guy cannot stay healthy, was going to be the number 2 in that staff for sure. He's done for the year. Giancarlo Stanton now has a big calf injury from something that happened.
Hurt.
He's never healthy, and they invested so much in him. All of a sudden, you look at a Yankees team with 2 stars that are going to have some injury issues going forward, and there are some other small minor injuries plaguing some other players on that team. MJ, Justin, do you think this affects them deep into the season? Do you think this is just something that, okay, it goes away by the first month and, Stanton's back to his normal? Or do you think it's just going to keep nagging him throughout? We just see Stanton constantly hurt.
I think it depends on how they handle him.
Yeah.
They got to make sure that they utilize the fact that baseball season is exactly 3 years long.
Yeah, it's a grind.
They need to bring him in game 87 of the season and realize they still have basically 3 more years before playoffs. Like, seriously.
You have to be smart about when you play.
Yeah. If they try to rush him back, even rehab appearances.
Assignments,
Just no. Just let him chill for a little bit. Let him rehab singularly on his own and try to get back to health for a playoff run.
Yeah. MJ?
Sorry, Kev. I'm trying to find if the Astros are playing at the Rockies. You got to be careful with this. Like, it's a long season.
Too long.
And honestly, man, since it's the Yankees, like if they're like a quarter of the way into it and they realize they don't have the players, they'll go get them. They'll make a trade. They'll go buy someone. They don't care. They want to win. They feel like they've been cheated multiple times now. They want to win now. So I think as long as they monitor it correctly and don't rush anyone back, again, 162 games. Don't rush anyone
Right.
back. You have the talent level. You may not – if you can do a 3 for every one or 2 to every one that you lose, you're going to be fine. Like, honestly.
Right.
They just can't have any big skids. I think that's what they need to worry about. Like, they can't have like a 5 to 10 game losing streak or something like that. That's when they might rush people back. But as long as they can stay above water, I think they're okay. They're just that talented, honestly.
Yeah, they really are. I'm looking to MJ.
Houston.
They play the Phillies, but they play them
at
in
Houston.
Houston.
Damn it.
Come
on, Astros.
Why?
You can't come to Philadelphia.
Hey, be careful with your finger if you're scrolling, because you know you'll be scrolling for the next 10 minutes.
They're at the Nationals.
Nah, they're not out here.
They're at the Nationals. I can go see them.
Yeah, they're not. They're not out here.
Oh wait,
ooh, but they would be in Arizona. I'd make the drive.
How far is it?
12 hours. I'd make the drive.
Why?
Why would I spend money to fly to Arizona when I can drive
They're at
there?
the Nats July 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
The same reason that you fly to Florida.
Florida is not a 12-hour drive from here.
Guys, we
is.
should fly to Houston for an Astros game.
Oh, dude, and do a live cast from Houston. Yes.
If I go to Houston, I need to tell you what the last thing I'll be doing is. If it was between murdering someone or going to an Astros game, Astros would be the last thing that I was doing.
I will say Minute Maid Park, really nice place to catch a ball game. I will give them that.
It's apparently a good place to watch a pitcher, too.
Give me some lemonade.
So real quick, guys, before we move on, just want to get your thoughts. MJ, mainly you, because Justin doesn't pay attention to baseball whatsoever. What have you liked from the Phillies prospects you've seen so far? Anybody that might come up this year? Any excitement you see going into the regular season?
I'm going to be 100% honest, Kev. I haven't been following him closely because I'm No, not because I'm not interested. Because every team that I effing like has broken my heart. I said effing. Every team that I effing like has broken my heart. So I'm trying not to get excited or vested until the season starts. Like, I want to see the first quarter of the season before I make a decision if I'm going to root for them or not. Because I thought about this yesterday, actually. Over my lifetime, every sports team I like, across any sport, it doesn't matter. The only ones to really produce anything, the Phillies won a World Series once. The Eagles won a Super Bowl once. Duke's been the best. They won a ton of stuff. The Pistons won a title. Penn State's done nothing. Honestly, everything I like in sports. Red
Wings have done well.
Yeah, Red Wings.
Until now.
But no, it's like, then they get good, and they get right there, and then they go whoop, every single year. So the Phillies, I'm going to hold out, not going to get worked up, and I'm going to wait until probably – I'll go 30 games into the year and see where we stand.
I watched like 2 innings of a Phillies game just to see, because I wanted to see certain pitchers that were in. They don't look terrible. I mean, some of the
Kevin,
things that they're
never
doing.
A good way to describe anything.
Here's the thing: it's early.
What's she look like? She has great personality.
as far as the prospects go for the Philadelphia Phillies, I like what they're doing. I think when you traded away Sixto Sanchez, that was a devastatingly bad move. I mean, JT Realmuto is awesome, but like Sixto Sanchez was somebody you desperately needed to keep. As far as on St. Louis, really the only big thing right now is they're vying for that left field spot. Since getting rid of Marcell Ozuna, we have 3 top prospects in the major league outfield rankings that we're trying to decide who's going to play left field. I think right now it's either going to be between Tyler O'Neill or Dylan Carlson. Tyler O'Neill's been hitting a ton of home runs already in spring training, so he might get the nod just based on his offensive production. But I really think that with a lot of these teams right now, the focus is going to be on health and, not overworking any of your veteran guys throughout. Like Adam Wainwright, why would he need to pitch more than 2 innings a game, if ever? Like take, like you said about Stanton in the regular season, same thing during spring training.
Take your time.
Spring training is too long as it is. They need to shorten that.
Load management can be done in a 162-game season.
No doubt about it. Dude, Yadier Molina.
They already load manage.
The reason we have Matt Wieters as our backup catcher is because we need someone solid we don't want Yadi having to play 145 games a year. He needs to sit back a little if we're going to get another year or 2 out of him. Like, there's no way. So, yeah, no, I absolutely agree with that. And
Kev, real quick. Also, big spring training news. Tim Tebow hit a home run.
Dude, he hit a monster home run.
He crushed that ball.
He hit a monster shot, dude. Tim Tebow may get some MLB looks this year.
That'll be the only games I watch.
He played well. He played well in AAA last year.
I heard a really good analogy today. If you look at him from when he started, as opposed if he started when he was 18, in the minors, he technically would only be like 22.
Yeah.
If he had started when he was 18. So there's still things he's learning. And, oh, man, jack that ball.
Dude, he's looking good around the base path. I mean, he looks like a ball player right now. And I think the important thing for the Mets to realize is
that they're the Mets.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. And I'm usually on par.
They're like, oh, crap.
The Mets are the Mets, but I'll say this. They have done right by him in not rushing him, not throwing him to the wolves early. They've allowed him to continue to build his confidence up. In AAA, I think it's Syracuse is their AAA club. He's played really well. He's been solid. They've been giving him a lot of good looks. And I think now is a time where you might see him come up, take some big league at-bats, see if you can get him into a consistent rhythm, and then see where it takes him.
And, dude, the big thing that everyone, keeps looking over, I think, and, again, I heard this earlier today, is he knows how to win. The big moments in his life. He's
still a leader, man.
The big moments in his life, high school, college, even the pros.
Yeah.
He went to
we don't need to talk about it.
He went to the Broncos.
We don't need to talk about it.
We don't need to talk about it.
We don't need to talk about it.
Weren't they the number one defense in the league that year?
Don't need to talk about it.
He beat them on 10 passes.
You know what I hate about living in Denver is that's what people bring up when they find out you're a Steelers fan. Not the fact that we've owned them in the past. No, it's just that one moment. And
that dime.
Oh, by the way, Kev, real quick Steelers news. I was on Twitter today.
That's dangerous.
I saw something, and I literally at work went, no. It was AB with his agent and the Steelers owner, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's
and it was like
happen.
3 years ago today. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was gonna say,
like, what are you doing?
If anyone comes back, it's Le'Veon Bell. It's never.
What are you doing?
No. Le'Veon Bell seems to at least have mellowed out because he got his money, but AB is still a nutcase. All right, so let's finish up here, boys, with our XFL picks. Coming up, Battle Hawks, baby!
Go Hawks!
Go Hawks! MJ, your DC Defenders took a shellacking last week, but the Battle Hawks.
You know what happened? Redskins fans started attending the game and screwed it all up.
Caw with a K.
I made you to calm down there.
Nope. You got two Battlehawks fans on this day.
Diehards, dude.
Diehards. Since day one, man.
Since day one.
Since the beginning.
Great football. Just as good as the NFL.
Just as good. Just as talented.
Yep.
Far more entertaining.
It's way more entertaining.
It is way more entertaining. I've said that from the beginning.
There's so many cues the NFL needs to take from this.
It's way more fun to watch. I don't care what you say.
Dude, I love the access to the coaches.
It's so great.
I think if you could just make the quarterbacks good, it would be more fun to watch.
MJ. Red Wings just lost 7-1 to Minnesota. Dude, the only other time that we've only won about 15 or so games at this point in the year was Steve Yzerman's rookie season in '85. They interviewed him after the trade deadline, and Yzerman was like, I've been through this before. I'm not enjoying it. I promise I'll turn it around for us.
You think it's time that we go grab Mike Rizzioni and see if we can get this ship righted? See what he's doing.
I don't know. He wasn't even the best hockey player on that team.
Was it 2 weeks ago on Sunday? President's Day. On that Sunday, they played the Pens.
Yeah.
First period, I was so excited. I was like, "Whoo, 2-1? This is a game." Second period starts. I literally take the dog outside. Come back in, and they're down 5-1. I'm like, what happened?
Dude, I ditched NHL TV 2 months ago. I couldn't justify paying to watch this.
Hey, Kevin, do you know what it could be?
Oh, boy.
The worst goal differential in the league right now is the Kings. They're minus 46. And until you look at the Red Wings.
Ours is it's 100 something, right?
Yep. Until you look to the Red Wings, who are minus 119. They've let in 119 more goals than they've scored. And the next closest team
that's my boys.
Is literally 80 goals. 80 goals.
That's my boys.
Different than that.
Oh, dude, it's a train wreck. But you know what? And here's
tripled the worst team in the league.
And I shared this yesterday. The only guy that can turn this ship around is Steve Yzerman. What he did, the people that he drafted in Tampa Bay and made them a superpower.
It's going to take a bit.
It's going to take time. I'm not at all saying in the next 2 or 3 years. But, like, in the next 5 years, I think Steve Yzerman builds up great prospects. The trades we made at the deadline to get those draft picks was brilliant. Offload Athanasiou. He's lazy anyway. Offload.
Yeah, that's one Detroit team that knew what to do at the trade deadline. So help me, Christ.
Yeah. Red Wings did absolutely what they should do at the trade deadline. I love what Stevie Y is doing. But yeah, no, it's going to take time. And I think, but again, he's the guy to do it. He's been there as a player. He knows how bad it feels. So I think he's the guy to turn it around.
All right. Well, let's
get into it, boys.
Yeah, let's do this. I got to work out.
I got the picks here. We have first Saturday, February 29th at 2 p.m. We have the LA Wildcats at the dumpster fire New York Guardians.
They really are a dumpster fire.
Oh, Matt McGloin is angry.
Although I thought that the LA Wildcats were dumpster fire till they destroyed your DC Defenders.
You need to calm down there, Kev. All right.
Go Wildcats. Cats.
Meow.
I was trying to say call for the Battlehawks. Still, I got all mixed up.
So, Justin, you're taking the Cats?
Hey, guys, what are cats? Unrelated.
Justin's taking the Cats.
Meow.
I'm going with the Kiao as well.
Meow.
Everything in my body says I should pick LA, but I'm going with the Guardians. I think they can right this ship.
Guardians.
No, they can't.
All right, next pick. 5 o'clock on that Saturday, we have the Sea Dragons at your Battlehawks.
Battlehawks!
Oh, baby! Call! It's all St. Louis. It's the Lou, baby.
The throwing Samoan.
Battlehawks. Go Battlehawks!
All right, so I know who you're both taking. I'm going to take Seattle.
We're going to beat Seattle.
I'm going to take Seattle just so next week
it's a home game. We're in the dome, Justin. We're in the dome. We're undefeated.
We're in the dome?
In the dome.
No one has ever beat us in the dome, dude.
Never in the history.
In the history of the XFL, we are undefeated in the dome.
All right, Sunday at 4 p.m. Ooh, this will be a good game. We have the Houston Roughnecks at the Dallas Renegades.
Battle for Texas. I'm going with the Renegades. Landry Jones, baby.
Give me the Roughnecks.
Ooh, and I will split this by saying Texas will win. Okay. Next game, we have the DC the Defenders are winning this.
Defenders are winning this game. I don't care how they got beat.
Against who?
Tampa Bay.
The Vipers?
Yes. The Vipers.
Ooh, that's a dangerous
You guys
snake.
see the Jake Fromm troll on Twitter?
Yeah.
Jeremy shared it with us. It was like draft stock for all the top quarterbacks, and it was like all the players, and then Jake Fromm, Tampa Bay Vipers.
I don't think he should be drafted.
Jake from State.
He might be by the Vipers. Yeah, no, DC for sure by 1,000.
Oh, what if they do that next year? They add a next day and would it be 4th or 5th day into the draft, Thursday, Fridays.
And just XFL.
It's just XFL.
That'd actually be really cool.
And all the dudes have to get drafted.
Or instead of a draft, it's all the GMs from the 8 teams calling the players.
That'll make all the other players sweat, though, that are like, I might get drafted at the end, because even a practice squad salary is better than a full-time
anyway.
salary on XFL.
Yeah. They're like, I really hope I don't get drafted, honestly, on the XFL.
Like, no, guys, that's cool. I'm good.
That's true. All right, well, we got our picks. All right, last things last. Kevin, you wanted to go first, so we'll start with you.
Yes, dude.
Because I know Justin doesn't have one.
So excited for this last things last. David Ayers, a 42-year-old Zamboni driver for the Toronto Marlies, got called into action against his favorite Toronto Maple Leafs, playing for the Carolina Hurricanes. Here's the thing. When an emergency backup goaltender goes into a game, for those that don't know the situation, emergency backups are drawn in by the city that they're in. So the game was in Toronto, so they had an emergency backup that was from Toronto. He would have either gone in for the Leafs or the Hurricanes, depending on what they needed. David Ayers was picked, 42-year-old Zamboni driver. Peter Mrazek got destroyed by a big hit. And here comes David Ayers. It happened so fast he could not change into red Carolina pants. He came out with blue Maple Leafs pants, his Toronto Marlies helmet, and his Canes sweater. It was awesome. He looked like a dude in a beer league. came out, skated to the wrong net first, then went down to the other end, got in net, and I'm going, oh, yes, this is going to be beautiful. First 2 shots on him, both went in. I was like, oh, no. They zoomed in on Rod Brindamore, the coach of the Hurricanes, who rolled his eyes and was like, oh, God, this is really bad. So it was 4-3, I believe, at the end of the second period. He had to play 8 minutes of the second. That's a long time. Goes into the third, doesn't let in a goal. The Canes put 2 more on at 6-3. He stopped 7 of 9 shots in the third, which is so impressive, and then ends up being the first emergency goalie to get the win. And, dude, he is automatically famous. They are selling David Ayres T-shirts on the Canes website. They have a day in his honor in Raleigh. The mayor flew him down the next day to honor him.
Hey,
he's on Kimmel.
If you're the emergency goalie, are you not allowed to drink at the game?
You probably could. Dude, let me show you just how hilarious this is. My brother, who is a beer league goaltender, could technically be an emergency backup. All you have to do is have a history of playing goalie before and being available. That's it.
Is being good a part of that?
No, it's not. That's the great part.
Ouch.
David Ayres, dude, I'm so happy for that guy. He went in there. I didn't say he was bad. I didn't say that.
No,
I did not say that.
Justin just goes, ouch.
I'm not gonna put my brother on that. I think he was a decent goaltender.
You're like, no, you could even be trash like my brother.
No, I did not say that.
He did.
I think your brother was a decent goalie, and then here you are trashing your brother.
Don't even. You wanted Chris Black.
I'm gonna tell him next time I'm at church.
Yeah. Anyway, no, it's so awesome. I'm so happy for David Ayres. Those stories are super fun. Not to mention we get to see great memes like list of teams beaten by emergency backup, Toronto Maple Leafs. So
was the 2 things I saw. He was the oldest
emergency backup to play,
and the oldest goalie to get his first career start and career win.
Yeah, and the first and only emergency backup victor. Yeah, no, he's a stud. I hope this guy gets some more action. He's really, really cool.
That's fantastic. All right, Justin, I know you don't have one, but I'm putting it on you. What's your last
Wow. Dude, ye of little faith, guys. So here's the deal.
We know you're never prepped for any of these.
Here's my last things last.
Oh, Justin, if you had a Millersville athlete report, I think that would be incredible.
That would be actually fantastic.
The PSAC swimming.
PSAC swimming.
No, my last things last. I actually do have one. Philadelphia Flyers, I feel like are going to break my heart again. Just going to be honest here.
Of course they are, dude.
I don't like
it's
the way
too good to be true.
The NHL's playoff system, I originally liked it, I felt like, but they make the divisions too important now.
Yeah.
And it's not just like it's not the best 8 teams in the conference. So
no,
like
the
Met is so much better than the Atlantic, just records wise, that we're third in the Met right now. And there's a chance we won't make the playoffs as a wild card because it just standings wise, it just doesn't make sense. And we have third in the Met right now. We're only a few points. I think it's 4 points. Let me just pull it up just to make sure. We're 4 points. Let's see. 5 points. We're 5 points behind the number 1 Capitals. And we're also 5 points ahead of the second to last place Rangers. So like we could either be first in the Met or almost last in the Met within 2 games. And we have the Capitals still. We have the Penguins still. Islanders still. We have a lot of good teams still. Lightning still. So Flyers are on a hot streak. They're on a 4-game win streak here. They're looking pretty good. And I'm afraid it's all going to fall apart, and I'm sad about it. That's it.
I see that happening. I love the roster that they have, and I like the way that they've been playing. But as we've seen with the Flyers in the past, a good roster has never been enough for them. They need to be, like, super good, really, really talented. Like when they got to that last Stanley Cup during senior week where they lost. They had a team that you could be like, that was a Stanley Cup product team, for sure.
I saw 2 grown men cry.
Like right now, if the NHL playoffs would be 1 through 8, like it used to be, like it should be.
The Campbell
always.
Conference.
They'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. They'd be the 5 seed right now.
Yeah, and
instead
that's a
they're out
solid
of the
number for them.
playoffs and they wouldn't.
Yeah. Hey, what's the Red Wings' chances?
I think 0.0%.
0.0 now.
I think they're actually.
It was 0.2 3 months ago.
I actually
What's
think
funny?
it should be a negative.
The Red Wings have 34 points. The Flyers had 34 points like
Months ago.
6 weeks into the season.
Oh boy.
Ah,
Gotta love Hockey Town.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Last, I have 2. First, just came in.
But it's not
Henry,
your last thing's last.
but seriously though, Henry Ruggs just ran an unofficial 4.2840.
With Dougie Peterson watching. There's a video of
4.2840.
Good Lord.
And the other one I want to bring up is Missouri tight end Albert, not going to even try to pronounce his last name, at I think 6'4", 6'5", 258, ran a 4.4940.
Good God.
That is
Patriot.
hauling. That is hauling. All right, anyway, last thing's last. Mike Fears is a snitch. I'm going with Big Poppy on this. He's an absolute snitch. He waited until after he had his World Series, after he got paid, and went to a different team to rat on everyone.
In his defense, when else would you have done it?
Huh?
When you were on the organization?
No, don't say it's out of the good of your heart and you felt bad about it. Like,
I honestly think, and yeah, I agree that a lot of that was blown up, but I do think he did it for the love of the game. I do think he wanted to.
After he got his World Series, after he got paid, and after he left that team, yes.
Of course. No, I still think he's a snitch for sure, but like, that was the best time for him to do that.
For him.
For him, exactly.
For
Dude, if I'm
him.
thinking about what's best
Kevin,
for me,
if it was for the love of the
for
game,
baseball.
he should have went right to the commissioner's office and said, "Here's my ring." If it was for the love and the integrity of the game, here's my ring.
It was to get his stupid guilty conscience clean.
Oh, my gosh.
Which he didn't even have.
Mike Fears, he should be catching some pitches, too, this year. That's all I have to say.
he will by Houston.
Oh, you know what?
Anytime they play.
Pump that into my veins. I know MJ said not. He wasn't a fan of them getting hit with balls. I want to see Jose. I want to see Altuve catching him off the brim of his
Bregman, I thought was going to rush
short
them
helmet.
out in a spring training game. He stopped and just turned, and I was like, do it.
I hope they do
What do you
rush them
think-
out, and I
what do
hope
you
they
think
get
Kershaw's gonna
mollywopped
do?
at the
What do you think Kershaw's going to do?
Oh, Kershaw's going to
Whew.
you Darvish, all those guys, man. They're going to throw.
I think they might. I think the
gonna bring out a
Yankees
knife.
might let Aaron Judge pitch an inning just so he can do that.
Yeah.
He's gonna
That's
pitch
true,
with a
dude.
bat.
Aaron Judge is so mad.
Just hit line drives at the batters.
Dude, Aaron Judge was so petty about it, though. He literally went back to his 2017 Twitter post congratulating Altuve on the MVP award and deleted it.
Just like I will not be needing this anymore.
Like, who's going back that far just to do that? No one cares.
Anyone about
remembers?
anything to dig up dirt on anyone, Kevin. We've seen that proven every NFL
Yeah,
draft.
that's
There's
America.
tweets from 2007 when he was 6.
Like
Yeah.
with Josh Hader's racist tweets that they found from, like, high school.
Which one was
Remember?
The
Brewers
Milwaukee
closer. And they,
Oh,
like, just
yeah,
randomly
yeah.
pulled them up. He's like, hey, guys, what?
Or the ones they found at Patrick Mahomes that they didn't find the
Yeah.
whole string and they took out of context. And he's like, no. Here's the whole thing. Also, I saw this the other day. Or was it today? Kelsey's getting destroyed on Twitter right now.
About
Travis
what?
Kelsey.
Oh,
So,
it's
about-
great.
So
It's
basically,
so
he's
annoying.
he's excited to go to the White House, and that's all he said. Not like excited to meet the president or do anything.
No.
Just,
I'd
going to
be
the White
cool
House.
go to the White House.
And everyone is losing their
Oh,
mind.
my God.
He's
And
been
they're like, we
uninvited
liked
to
you
the
more
cookout.
when you were like this, and it's like him kneeling for the national anthem, and then it's just
Uninvited
like,
to the what?
No, he was cool, and now there's been all these memes of him being uninvited to the cookout, and it's hysterical. Like,
The
cookout.
people are losing it.
Dude,
People
my
are so
thing
mad.
has and always will be let people have their political ideals. Who gives a crap? He played football.
either way.
Like literally, I don't care.
Like I don't care if people are like, I'm not going. It's like cool, or they're like, I am going. I'm like,
dude,
cool.
I'd go visit the White House if it was
Yeah.
empty. I just want to see the White House.
You're giving me a free meal at the White House. Cool, man. I'm there.
or
And
a
I'm the
tour. I just
opposite.
want to see a tour of it.
Andy Reid, that free fast food buffet. Are you kidding me?
Oh, Bill Reed's gonna knock someone over to get in there.
Give me those McChickens.
I don't know if you could pay me to actually go. I don't think I'd want to.
Hey,
But,
Andy, what are you doing after the game?
regardless.
Getting a hamburger. Hey, Andy, what do you do after the Super Bowl? Getting a hamburger, maybe a double.
Dude, I love.
I
Andy
love
Reid.
that.
He's
Can you imagine the night after the Super Bowl, you're working at a McDonald's, Andy Reid pulls up with his Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl jacket on, and he's just like, they're like, Mr. Reid is like, I just want the double cheeseburger, fellas. Just takes it, sits in the parking lot of a McDonald's eating a double cheeseburger. Just like, I won the Super Bowl.
I want him to go into the dark and come out shredded next year somehow.
Oh, that would be amazing.
In his old Hawaiian shirt. Just
Just let it bag down.
And then he wears a Hawaiian cutoff all year.
Ah!
Yeah. He wears one of those Zeke Elliott jerseys where it's just a belly shirt.
And shorts.
This went off the rails. Okay.
All right, boys. This was a great cast. Thank you all for listening. We're going to hopefully get you more involved in some of the conversation. And thank you, Justin. We'll see you next time, guys.
I saw
Later.
it. Later.